how do we live a happy, fulfilled, and meaningful life? Well, the first thing that's true, right? How do we live a happy, fulfilled, meaningful life? It seems to be a big quiz for a lot of us, and it was for me. You know, the first thing I realized as I look back at my life is I realized I made it so damn hard for myself to feel happy. You know, I had tied all my happiness to what I achieved. That's just the way I was raised. I think a lot of us are culturally programmed that way. You know, we put our heads down, we work hard, then when we accomplish something, and only when, do we allow ourselves to feel happy. But I found that happiness was always short-lived because I was always chasing the next thing. In truth, you know, I was constantly grinding, I was stressed, and I was perpetually unsatisfied. See, what I was doing is I was chasing gratification. I didn't understand gratitude. You know, once I started practicing gratitude, oh man, my life changed in amazing ways. I mean, I really believe that gratitude and appreciation are the gateway to happiness. And I think the easiest way I found to practice gratitude was focusing on the simple things in life, the small things, the everyday moments of human beauty and truth. You know, it could be your kid's laughter, the smile of someone you love, an amazing cup of coffee in the morning, hitting all the green lights. So when I come across one of these moments, I came up with this gratitude practice, I'll call it, to find a way that I could have it like stick in my body. You know, it would stay with me, I could retain it. Now it's very, very complicated, sorry to say, and it's also very, very, very high tech. So I thought maybe it was best if I had an image that could help explain it. You know, most people think what's going to make them happy in life is the big things, right? Maybe it's buying a fancy mansion, it's getting that fancy sports car. It could even be something crazy like going on a date with a gladiator. But the truth is, the research tells us it's not the magnitude of events that makes us happy, it's the frequency of them. So each day, my practice is I find 3 moments of everyday happiness and I make a deposit in that bank. And every time I do, I accompany it with a gesture and a physical sound, because when we do this, the retention goes up exponentially. My move is ka-ching. Now, I'm not sure the hips always do that. That might just be here, so I have to pay notice, but it's ka-ching. So when I come across one of these moments in life, let's say I'm walking and the sun, you know, feels good on my face. I'll take a moment and I'll express gratitude for it. I'll say thank you, and I'll say that sun feels great on my face. And then I'll go ka-chink and make that deposit in my bank. And I know it seems like a little thing, but when we make these deposits in our happiness bank every single day, it's like compound interest. Your happiness grows and it starts to flow into other areas in your life. And I've done this every day, and it's made a profound difference in my life. I'm happy every day. The next thing I learned is I learned to never say